So, first we'll confirm about timing about this course. So this would be live session. This is the part of Palo Alto and F5 Palo plus F5 combo. One second, let me open that image so I can better show you. So we are running a offer 50% off across all the live courses. So we have one session starting from for Palo Alto from 12th of January at 9:30 p.m. I have already taken demo for the F5 LTM. Few of them, 4-5% are already enrolled for this course. Okay, and I usually take 6-7% in one session only, not more than that. And for F5 LTM GTM web timing would be 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and that is on weekend only, Saturday, Sunday. Okay. What I'm going to cover in this course, first I'll help you to build lab in your PC. Minimum requirement is 8 GB RAM should be there in your machine. We'll start from covers LTM architecture, what is a virtual server, what is pool, profiles. I'll cover real-time troubleshooting since I'm already working on F5, so I'll cover real-time troubleshooting only, like which type of task do we get on day-to-day basis, how we troubleshoot them. Let's suppose I'm working as a F5 LTM and I got some P1 incident. How I'll identify that whether it's a related to F5. If it is a related to F5, how I'll troubleshoot. If it is not related to F5, how I can convince this. Sujit, since you are already working on F5, sometimes we get a ticket related to like some application is not working. But after troubleshooting, we come to know that it's not F5, it's application issue. Application itself is not available. So in that case, we have to convince our application team through artifacts. So how we can collect that artifacts? So that I'm going to cover. That will be totally real time scenario I'll cover. Then I'll arrange after the course, I'll arrange the mock interview, individual mock interview. There would be schedule. I'll give you the interview related question and all. And while covering the syllabus as well, if something is important, let's suppose that would be asked in interview. I'll highlight that like this question is important for interview perspective. Okay. Before I starting any session, I'll conduct 10 to 15 minute extra doubt clearing session. Let's suppose I have taken some class on a Saturday, last Saturday. If you have doubt related to that class, before starting next topic, you can discuss with me. Okay. Whatever you are discussing, that is getting recorded. And after the class, that would be recorded on uploaded on portal, and that would be a lifetime access recorded session for unlimited rewatch. With unlimited time, you can rewatch that. If you are not satisfied with batch, you can ask for redo, and we'll assign you in next batch. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any query, any question related to this? And after completion, you will get a certificate as well. Okay, that is from IT Skill Park. Like you have completed the course, that certificate will get it. Okay. If you want to do the certification as well, I'll help you to in blueprint and how we can appear in interview. Oh, sorry, in certification exam. That I'll guide you. Then I'm going to cover what is course agenda, what I'll cover in this session. I think I have already shared that course agenda to all of you. Correct? If not, I'll quickly I'll go over it. What I'm going to cover in this class. One second, my pen is not working. Let me fix it. Allow me a second only. It's not. Anyway, Let me restart pen. Meanwhile, we'll cover the topic again. In course agenda, I'm covering only what I'm going to cover during the class. There are six module. I have divided in six module. First will be F5 fundamentals. So introduction of F5 portfolio means what is F5, what are the portfolios, how many modules are available in F5 LTM. Then initial big IP setup and LTM component, how we do the initial configuration, how we can request for the license, how we do the licensing, which we'll be covering from 11 to 1 a.m. class. After this, few other folks will be also joining that. Okay. Yeah, now it's coming. If you found I am a little fast or something is not clear, you can interrupt me in between. I'll repeat it that topic. Then we'll understand core LTM building blocks like what is virtual server, what is pool and what is the pool member, what is node, what is profiles, what are the significance of monitors. If we have not, we have separate two session for the monitor. Monitor is one of the critical component of the F5. Without monitor, we can't provide availability for all the time. So what is the significance of monitor? I'll cover in detail. Uh, Then in third module cover traffic management and NAT. What is the difference between SNAT? What is difference between auto map and pool member? What is the NAT? What are the load balancing method? What are the round robin? What are the list connection? What is the priority group activation? Everything in detail. If something in your mind as well, let's suppose if you are already working on F5 and you want to discuss something related to load balancing method, yeah, any other topic, you can definitely ask me. I'll cover that. Okay. Then in operation and administrator, which type of challenges do we get? An operation on day-to-day task, how we can troubleshoot from CLI, how we can take a backup, how let's suppose someone had deleted something, yeah, some outage is there, how we can restore using that backup, what are the upgradation path in real-time scenario. In HA, I'll show you how we do upgrade in a step-by-step manner. What is HA? Anyone aware about it? HA? Hello? What is HA? Nanda? Anyone? Anil, Mir, Nanda, Sujit, Srujit? What is HA?
High availability.
Yes. So please unmute yourself if I'm asking something. Please discuss. If you're not clear, you can ask me. It's not clear to me. I'll explain. Okay? Sujit, is it clear to you?
Sorry, sir, I just joined 10 minutes late. Can you please repeat once again for 2 minutes,
So,
please?
I'm as of now only I'm discussing what are the modules we are going to cover. I have not yet started with demo. Only I am saying what are the modules we are going to cover during class. In couple of minutes we'll start again. Okay.
Oh, okay,
So
sure.
are you, what is your background? Are you already working on F5?
Partially working on F5, but main background is I'm working on email security gateway and Palo
Uh,
Alto firewalls.
okay.
Currently, we are taking health monitoring status, create
Okay. Okay.
tools node,
Okay.
but not into
Yeah.
knowledge. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay, okay, then perfect. Then you'll able to understand. That would be easy to teach you. So I was explaining what how we can upgrade F5 LTM in F5. I'll cover in detail. There is a separate session for 2 or 3 hours. I'll take on F5 upgrade only. For HA, we have 3 to 4 hour session for the HA. How we can build a active standby setup. I'll show you in lab and I'll help you to build in your lab as well. So, what is high availability? How we configure active standby? How we configure active in F5 LTM? That is called DCA, device clustering. So I'll cover that. Okay. In fourth module, I'll cover that's what I'm covering high availability and monitoring. How we can device service clustering DSC in active and active standby, and what are the difference, what are the traffic group, what are the device group. I'll cover in detail. Then what is eye health? Eye health is it's a publicly available tool. So you can using that eye health tool, we can analyze QK view. What is a QK view? It's like tech support 5. Are you guys aware about tech support? Anyone already working on Cisco, AI, any other vendor who has raised case with tech vendor? Hello? Anyone has raised a tag before? What is tag? With Sujit, have you raised it before?
Yes, I have raised the QK file. Generally, if we have any issues, we will attach this QK file in
Yeah, yes, yes. So it contains your configuration as well as log. Let's suppose there is outage and you are, yeah, there is some issue, you are unable to troubleshoot, you are not capable of doing troubleshooting. So what you can do, you can raise a case with vendor. Okay, vendor is means let's suppose you have purchased a device from F5, you can raise a case with F5 and their expert engineer will help to troubleshoot. There are multi-level of engineer, so even that engineer is not capable to troubleshoot, they will escalate to their engineering team who develop that F5 LTM, and they will help you to troubleshoot. So before raising, they ask for the QK view. Okay. So how to generate a QK view? What are the significance of QK view? Unable to connect. 1 second. One of the colleague is unable to join. Let me share. Anyone is facing issue with joining this session? Make sure you're connected to the internet and your connection is not blocked. Firewall or proxy. 1 second. Sorry for interruption. Okay. So how we can take a QK view? How we can take a backup? How we can take a troubleshoot? I'll cover this. And in last six module, I'll cover the advanced and real world topics. Means let's suppose I have, since I'm saying I am already working on F5, so which type of task do we get on day-to-day basis? Let's suppose I got some P1, I got some escalation, how, what was the issue, how I did identify that issue, how I troubleshoot that issue. So I'll cover that. Then there is one interesting topic is I rule. And means let's suppose you have started working on F5, means most of the people are comfortable with GUI. So I'll cover CLI part more, means how we can create a vpool virtual server health monitor using CLI, how we troubleshoot from CLI, how we can take TCP dump. TCP dump, if you are good with TCP dump, then you can easily identify any issue if you got some complaint. So it's kind of capture and analyze packet in Wireshark. Okay, that I'm going to cover in detail. In every topic after let's suppose I have seen let's suppose I covered virtual server type, then I'll take a Wireshark and I'll show you difference, what are the types and how traffic flows through the F5. So everything I'll show you in TCP dump. Then I'll conduct a separate session for the I rule. What are the I rules? Anyone aware about it? I rule? Anyone have worked, yeah, aware about iRule little bit?
In iRule, we will define the traffic flow. For example, if we have a three servers, how the
Uh-huh.
traffic will need to switch on to from one server to other server. It's like a algorithm. Uh,
Okay, no,
any,
it's
any
not
request
algorithm.
from internet should
It's not algorithm, bro. So
okay.
why rule? It's a kind of scripting. If something is some by default feature is not available in F5 LTM and through GUI and CLI, we can through a script we can achieve that. Okay, it's a kind of tool command language based scripting. Okay, so I'll guide you how to we read write I rule. So it's kind of a scripting. Mm, Best example is HTTP to HTTP redirection. We don't have by default feature. We through I rule only we achieve this HTTPS. Anyone aware about what is the difference between HTTP and HTTPS? Anyone? Anil? You know anything, don't hesitate to speak. If you don't know, whatever you know you can tell, like what is http, what is https. If you don't know, I'll explain it again. Okay, anyone, what is difference between http and https?
Uh,
Sujit?
HTTP traffic will flow in plain text, unsecure protocol.
Mm-hmm.
HTTPS is a secure protocol where the traffic will flow in SSL encryption and decryption. Data will
Okay,
be encrypted.
yeah, correct, perfect. What about you, Amir, are you aware about it?
Yeah, it's add the extra security on the HTTPS compared to HTTP.
Yes, it's not extra. It's in HTTP is not as secure because everything travels in a plain text manner, and if someone will capture that packet, so he can easily see that what we are sending. So that's on internet. HTTP traffic is not allowed. So what we do, even someone is, let's suppose, um I'll go through. Let me open my. I'll come to the browser. If I'll go to the incognito. And specifically, let's suppose I'm trying HTTP. Okay, I'm not typing HTTPS and I'll type google.com. Okay, so what will happen when a page will appear? It will appear in HTTPS. Here you can did it automatically HTTPS I did, but I initiated traffic with using HTTP. Okay, so we don't want allowed traffic in HTTP. Let's suppose it's open on HTTP. If I'll type somewhere, I give an username and password. I have tried to log in on Gmail. If attacker man in middle will try to capture, he would be able to see that what I am sending, what I am searching, what I am, if I'm sending username and password, or what I am sending that. So easily attacker can see the packet. So that's why HTTP traffic is not allowed. Recently in India, there was one news. If someone is using their iPhone, they were getting kind of. Let's suppose I'm trying to book a cab using Android for same location, price was low, but if I'm using iPhone, price was little bit high. Plus, let's suppose plus 10%, yeah, something surge was there. Correct? Have you heard about that news? If I'm using MacBook, yeah, Apple phone charges was high, but if I'm using Android, yeah, Windows charges was bit low. Anyone heard about this news? Hello. So by default, this feature is not available. What we can do, let's suppose I can create a policy. I rule a script like that. If someone is coming with let's suppose this is the F5, this is the user, and this is the F5. I understand you guys can't correlate because I have not yet started what is the F5 and all, what are the use cases of, but I'm giving a little bit overview. Let's suppose there are two server in backend. What F5 does, what is the primary role of LTM? Anyone aware about it? Local traffic manager?
Distribute the traffic between
among the server. Yeah. If traffic is coming, distribute the traffic evenly. But let's suppose here I have created one policy, and what I'm saying, if this user is using Chrome browser, it should always go to the this server. If it is using a Mozilla, it should go to the this server. By default, what it will do, one connection will send here, second will here, third here, fourth here. But I have written such a policy like that. By default, this option is not available, but through a script we can achieve that. Yeah, I will written. Let's suppose some user is trying to access a MacBook. It should always land to the server one. If it using Android, it should server land to the server two. Have you guys observed like when someone is trying to open some website using iPhone, it's appear in different way. When I'm using I Android, it's appear in a different UX, appear in different way. So like we have created some Android compatible website, and so it identify the operating system of the user, and based on that we can create a I rule for that. So this is a little bit advanced. So I'll cover this in last. If you are not aware, it's no need to worry. I'll cover this topic in last. Okay, then I'll guide you if someone is trying to preparing for the F5 certificates and need guidance. I'll guide you that with blueprint how we can prepare for exam, how we can clear your exam. Okay, so that I'll also going to cover basic knowledge to this course. What is the basic knowledge I am expecting from all of you? If you have already clear, then well and good. If you are not clear, please prepare yourself for the next class. Basic understanding OSI concept should be clear. Means I am not saying only you should know that there are 7 layers, and in detail what are the use of physical layer, what is the, if I'm saying what is the its traffic on application layer, so what should be the uh, means concept should be clear to you. Only not name. Concept should be clear. OSI concept. Basic Linux. If you have basic Linux understanding, it's good to have. If you don't, then it's fine. I'll cover in this class basic Linux topic. But if you have already knowledge on basic Linux, that would do we have, because F5 iOS built on TMOS built on the Linux only. So there is two shell. When I'll be starting a class, I'll show you how does it work. So not class after 11, I'll going to show you the lab, and then networking basics. If I'm saying networking basics means there should be what is the route, IP, VLAN, and little bit of routing as well. What is the use of routing? Such kind should be the clear to you. Okay. What is the public IP? What is the private IP? What is the NAT? That should be clear. Who should attend this class? And in class, I'm going to cover 60% demo. Means most of the time I'll be covering I'll everything show you in the demo, in the lab only, demonstrate in the lab in one by one. If you are unable to understand, I'll repeat again and again until you will understand. 30% there would be slide, means I'll be sharing PPT, and 10% whiteboard where I'll be explaining something on whiteboard. Okay, this is the class scenario for this class. Who should attend this training? Well, let's suppose if you are working as a network engineer, and if you want to upgrade as a F5 specialist, if you want to work on F5, then you should attend this class, because in network we know there are less salary, high means more work you get on the as a network engineer, but once you'll upgrade, you will get a great hike, because F5 is very much in demand. And if along with if you done Palo Alto, then it's a huge opportunity in the market. Out of 100 Fortune 100 company, they are using 85 companies using F5 LTM, because it's a very much reliable. So if you are a network engineer, if you want to upgrade, you can attend this session. If you are already working on F5 F5, and if you want to enhance your skill, this is session for you. If you are preparing for the certification, then also you can attend this session. Okay, then we'll start with F5. Anyone aware about F5? What is the F5? Hello? Anyone aware about F5? What is the F5? Whatever you know, you can unmute yourself. Hi, Money. You joined a little bit late, I think. Am I audible to you?
Yeah, hi.
Yeah, hi, hi, hi. So I just covered till what I'm going to cover during the class. I have not started a technical topic. So now I am starting. So are you aware about F5? Before you worked on F5, you are aware about F5? What is the F5? What is the LTM? Are you aware about it? Anyone aware about it? Sujit? There are two Sujit joined this class. So I'm a bit confused. So can you guys ping your number separately? Am I audible to you guys?
Yeah, this is Srijit Kisara speaking.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
F5 is a generally it's a technology company. Generally, it will be used for application security,
Mm-hmm.
load balancing.
Okay,
Uh,
okay, okay.
Specifically, what is F5 we don't know, but generally F5 is a load balancer company. Generally,
Okay,
they will
okay.
give the services for.
What about you, Sujit? Okay, you are, I know you are already working, so concept is clear for you. What about you, Sujit? Please try to speak. Even if you don't know, try to participate. Don't consider you will be judged because everyone at consider everyone at same level. If you will not speak here, then it will be difficult. Yeah, yeah. You have unmute yourself. You are speaking. If you are speaking, I can't hear you. Anil, what about you? Are you aware about F5?
No, I don't have.
Means know anything about F5? What is the F5?
Yes, I know about this company only. I have, but
Okay, 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 okay. Rest I'm going to cover. What is the okay? That's sufficient. But still, please participate. If I'm asking something, I want session to be
yeah,
you communicate each other. Interact. I want interactive session, not like I am only speaking and you guys on mute. So if you don't know, if you understand, if you want me to explain anything again, you can interrupt in between and yeah, type in the chat and I'll cover it again. So F5 is just simply a company. Okay. Big IP is the product. Okay. And within a big IP, there are different module. Okay. These are the module. Okay. So F5 first introduced first module is LTM. LTM is a local traffic manager. Okay. So LTM, what is that? It's a local traffic manager. If I'm saying local means this is the client. Client means user who is trying to access some application coming from internet, let's suppose. Here in our organization, we have F5 LTM in our data center. F5 LTM. It's connected to let's suppose there are some switch and we have few servers. We have many servers, server 1, server 2 and server 3. So let's suppose this client initiated some traffic. So what will happen? It'll come to the F5 LTM. F5 will select the virtual means a pool member and it will send the traffic, distribute the traffic among the all the available server. If I'm saying available server, means it check the health and server is healthy, it will only send the traffic. So let's suppose there are millions of client is trying to access. What will happen? F5 will send first connection to server 1, second connection is server 2, server 3. Similarly, if your next connection will come, distribute like this. Okay. So its name is local traffic manager. Local traffic manager means, are you guys aware about data center? What is the data center? Let's suppose this is your data center, DC. So means within a same data center, we have our F5 device and backend servers are placed. Means same data center, we are doing the load balancing. What are the load balancing and all? It will come later. But first understand why it's called local traffic manager. Because we are doing load balancing locally. In same data center, we have servers in F5. They are, let's suppose, 10 server, and we have LTM. If someone is trying to access some website URL application, what it does, it distribute the traffic among the all the available server. That is F5 LTM. Then next is come the DNS. DNS is, earlier it was named as GATM. Let's suppose we have one more data center. Let's suppose this is in USA, and we have one more data center in UK, same setup, and let's suppose this is named as a DR. Yeah, another DC2. This is, let's suppose this is a DC1. Yeah, this is DC2, and here we have also F5 LTM. We have switch. We have backend servers here as well. There are two cases. I am actively distributing traffic between two load balancer. Like one connection should be go to the this data center. Yeah, one connection should go to the this data center. Second connection good. In case of active both data center I am working as active. In that case, we use GTM, global traffic manager. Means globally we are doing the load balancing. LTM, local traffic manager. Please understand clearly, if you are preparing for interview, they will ask what is the difference between LTM and GTM. Yeah, DNS, it's called DNS, intelligent DNS. I will explain what is the why it's called DNS. But before that, first understand the GTM, means global traffic manager. Why we called GTM? So there are multiple case of global traffic manager. Let's suppose what I want, if someone is coming from the USA only, this, since this is the in USA, it should go to the DC1. And if this, let's suppose this is in UK, so I want topology based load balancing, means if someone is coming from UK, that should go to the this data center. Okay. So there would be low latency and high throughput. So in case that we use the GTM. So means GTM what is doing? It's doing the load balancing between two data center. Means we have DC1 and DC2. It's doing the load balancing between two data center. Yeah, two, yeah, many data center that could be there. I mean, that is not the issue. There could be 5, 6, 10 data center. So mainly it's doing, let's suppose we have another in London, let's suppose another in Europe. So we can add that for Europe people, Europe data center will serve the purpose. Like in Amazon, there are 16 or 17 data center in 4, 2, 3 in India as well. So what will happen if someone is consuming Amazon service, they will go to the Indian. Let's suppose there are some people, a colleague are from the US, there is a separate data center for the US. Okay, and they do the load balancing. Let's suppose, so what is the benefit of it? Let's suppose complete entire data center, there are some disaster recovery, no? Like there are terrorist attack, yeah, flood, yeah, some electricity outage at broader levels, everything is down. So in that case, we have another server in place, another data center that will serve. There would be no outage, 0% outage. If your application is critical, we create multiple data center. Let's suppose if you lose the access of the Google is also an application. Okay. So even for 5-10 minutes, there would be a huge outage. That's why they created multiple outage in different, multiple data center in different location. If one is going down, another will solve the purpose. Clear what is the difference between LTM and DNS, GTM? Anyone having query? Hope I am clear. Money?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll be covering in detail. So since I'm doing overview, since only I'm touching the topic, then there is another module. ASM. It's
Oh,
called
now the name is changed from GTM to DNS or what? DNS is the new
yes,
name.
yeah. GNS, intelligent. Yeah, DNS is the new name. Earlier
What
it
is the
was named.
expansion of the DNS?
Sorry.
What is the expansion of the DNS?
Expense name?
DNS. See, in GT means Global Traffic Manager, right? What was that DN in that DNS name?
Domain name server only.
Okay.
Domain name system. So
Okay.
it's a DNS only, means like it's work as a DNS, intelligent DNS. Why it's called intelligent DNS? I'll cover it later.
Okay.
Okay. But this syllabus is about LTM. So LTM, local traffic manager, how does it work? I explained the difference between DNS and LTM. If required, I'll take one more session because I'm giving overview. In overview, will not touch all the part of the GTM. It will take so much time. Then we have another module ASM. If you want to protect your layer 7 application from attack, from, if I'm saying attack like SQL and injection, so it's only protect our web-based application from the WASP top 10, like a scripting attack, access privilege attack, such kind of attack. There are many sophisticated and DDoS attack and all we can protect from the ASM. Then APM is application policy manager. These are the different devices altogether. Like in Cisco, there is a router, there is a switch, there is a firewall, there are the IPS, IDS. There are many other module kind of. In F5 also there are the different devices. Okay, application it's provide used for, mainly used for the VPN and SSL solution, single sign-on solution. That's why we have another module is SWG security. Web gateway, okay, it's providing for security. Then application firewall manager, and then what I have and most probably TMOS. What is the TMOS in F5? Traffic management operating system. Earlier FIF has only one operating system, now they have introduced another, F5 OS. Okay, feature would be the same, but F5 OS is more compatible with some other platform like Kubernetes container and all. So feature would be same. It's for only compatibility they have introduced new operating system. Okay, they have separate SSL engine. There is separate compression engine. What is the IAP? I'll cover in during the class. Means it's kind of template where we by using that template we can rapidly create a our VPN pool. Then how we look like, what is the TMSH, what is the TMSH cell, what is from TMSH CLI, how we can troubleshoot and all. I'll each and everything I'll cover in detail. I have already covered the project. These are the product of online, which is the famous like local traffic manager, DNS, then firewall, application policy manager, SSL architecture, DDoS. These are the different module in F5. Okay. So what is the role of F5 LTM? Who can tell? Sujit, what LTM does?
Distribute the traffic between the servers, equal distribution of traffic between the servers.
It's not a equal distribution of traffic based on our load balancing algorithm. It's a distribute that. If I don't want equally distributed, I can change that. Okay. So
Okay.
we have control. But in round robin, it's evenly distribute the traffic. We have other method as well where we can specifically define ratio base, yeah, server capacity. We can define that. But basic work is to distribute the traffic. Okay. Now, before we'll start LTM, we'll try to understand what were the legacy methods for the before load balancer, how we were accessing any website URL. So let's suppose we have one application www.abc.com. Before load balancer, how are you accessing? We have server A, and let's suppose this IP is 11.1.1.1.10. 11.1.1.1.11, 11.1.1.1.12, 11.1.1.1.13. Means we have four server earlier because one server can't handle the entire traffic, we know. Let's suppose millions of user, we have millions of user with
No,
accessing this
Divya.
server. Yeah, you were saying something to me.
Papaya then papaya.
Anil, you were
Papaya then.
saying something. If you are not asking anything, you can please put yourself on mute. If you have any query, then only unmute and ask. Okay. So how it was accessing before load balancing, how applications were working. So let's suppose we have one application .abc.com. There are millions of users is accessing and consuming these services on daily basis. We know one server can't handle the entire traffic, so we have introduced four server. And what we does, we mapped 11.1.1.10, 11.1.1.1.11, 11.1.1.12, 11.1.1.13. Okay, so what will happen if DNS will resolve this? So DNS was resolving a kind of round robin method. It was resolving. Let's suppose round and robin. RR round robin. So let's suppose Sujit is trying to access and he got the it's resolved to the 10. It will connection will go to the server A. If Anil is trying to access it's resolved to 11, it will go to the server 2. If he Sujit is trying to access same website, if it is resolving to a IP3 12, it will go to the server 3. If some money is trying to access some website and if it is resolving to a 13, it will go to the this server D. Okay, so these are the different server and it was solving the purpose, resolving the purpose. Correct. How it is working, you guys, when we try to access some website, how does it work? Who can tell? Do you have basic idea? Means how DNS work, what is the use of DNS? Means if you will initiate some traffic, how traffic will be initiated? Anyone?
Yeah, I had an idea. For example, if you are accessing www.abc.com, right? Suppose
Uh-huh.
when we open our laptop, open the browser and type that one, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
it will go to main root domain, like www.abc.com dot will be a root domain. It will go to
Mm-hmm.
.com. From there,
Mm-hmm.
it will search where is
Yeah, yeah, correct. So you are explaining the uh, flow of the DNA. Perfect if you have good understanding. But my query was, whenever we initiate, means basic only, whenever we initiate any traffic, first DNS get resolved. Okay, and after that connection initiated on the IP itself. Okay, so let's suppose you guys must be aware about use case of DNS. Anyone who doesn't do anything about DNS? Anil? NS lookup. Let's suppose if you want to see the IP of any website, let's suppose yahoo.com. You can see there are many IP mapped in and it's visible to one means behind one server there are many data center and they have given the public IP only. Let's suppose Google and Facebook. If you'll do it, life will be changed. Means let's suppose one user I'm getting 77, so I'll let's suppose you guys will do you'll get different IP. Can someone has joined from the Lappy and try to do the it's a google.com. I am trying to do google.com. It's probably from 142 IP I used to get. Yeah, if you guys will do google.com, probably will get the different IP. So what happened? We can't initiate because we can't remember the IP directly. Our brain is designed in such a way we can remember the name. We can't remember the numbers. Like if you want to call someone, we try to dial their name, but in backend, what it does, it initiate the call to the number itself. Correct? Hello, am I correct? Clear? So like whenever, say in same way, whenever we are trying to access some URL in backend, it initiate the connection on IP, it's IP only. In if you can compare from the mobile, means if you are dialing some name, if you can remember, you can hardly remember 5 10 numbers, but you can't remember the all the numbers. But if you'll find through you, there would be thousand entry in your phone book, and you will be aware about their name, but you can't identify them with number. That's why our brain is designed to remember the name. So what it does, when you initiate the connection in backend, it goes to the IP itself. So let's suppose there are these many server. If for one user it's resolving to 10, it will go to the server. It's resolving to 2, it will go to the server B. If it is resolving to 3, it will go to the server C. If it is resolving to D, 13, it will go to the server D. Then it was resolving our solving our purpose. What is the issue in this architecture? Why we need LTM? Who can tell? In legacy, we were also able to serve our purpose. Oh, what issue you are seeing here?
Lots of IP assigning.
Where we are assigning lots of IP?
Uh, we are routing each traffic, so using every traffic
Yeah,
IPs.
that one of the case we have to every time read the DNS and asking them to map one more IP. But this is not a major issue. Anyway, it was solving the purpose. Anyone else? Sujit?
Normally, we will map each domain with a IP address. So suppose whenever we type,
Mapping was not the issue. You guys not getting? Okay, let me explain. So there were no kind of monitoring. DNS has no monitoring system. So what is happen? Let's suppose this server goes down. Okay, this server DNS has no idea. Its server is not available now. It's unable to solve the purpose. It will still resolve the IP to the 10. So what will happen? Let's suppose this user is accessing abc.com. He got the IP for 10 server. It will go to the this IP and it's not accessible. Means there is complete outage. Let's suppose I am saying millions of users. So for there are 4 servers. One server went down for 25% user, approx complete outage. Outage. Sorry, complete outage for the 25% users. Okay. So there were no kind of monitoring. Let's suppose this server got highly utilized. There is some issue. So what will happen? End user might experience the slowness issue. There were no centralized monitoring kind of thing placed. Okay, means what was DNS is doing? Simply resolving the IP. If resolved to the 10, it will go to the server A. So it's resolving to the server A. So what is happening? Connection will initiate towards server A only, and this server is not available down. So there is outage. Means there is single point of failure. Okay, for other user might be, for this user it's resolving to 11. It's perfectly fine, so it will work. If other users it's resolving to 12, might it will work. For other user it's resolving to 13, they will get slowness. Okay. So that was difficulty. These were the major challenge because there was no kind of monitoring in place. Then what happens? Load balance came in the picture. Means earlier that's what explaining. Let's suppose one server is down, yeah, one server is some issue. So what will happen? They will face the slowness. Then what happen? Load balance come in picture. You can maintain high availability, equally distributing traffic, optimize server resources, protect app from attack, replacing access control, policy across all the server, reducing support cost. How we do that? See here, Earlier, what we were doing, we were directly accessing the our application server, correct? We are directly. Now load balancer come in the picture, and we are sending traffic to the load balancer. Load balancer monitor the backend server. Earlier, like we have four server, and this server one is went down, S2, S3, S4. If server goes down, F5 know that this server goes down, it will only send the traffic to the these three available server. So we have 24 into 7 into 365 availability means all day. Okay. So I'll show you in the demo in today when I'll be explaining in lab. So I'll cover this. Okay. Clear? And it also provide the security. How we are providing security? Because earlier we were exposing our application server directly onto the internet, exposing our backend server on internet itself, it's a security risk. So what we are doing here, we'll create the VIP. VIP is a virtual IP, it's not a real server IP. Real server is the backend, so we are protecting from attack as well. LTM itself is not designed for the attack, but by not exposing our real IP, we are protecting from attack. Okay, clear? How it can enhance the performance and all, I'll cover in later. Okay, so what it do, what F5 is doing here, if traffic is coming to the F5 load balancer, it monitor the web server. If all green, it will distribute the traffic. If will, everything is okay, it will send the one traffic on the server, web server one. If second traffic server two and three. If any good thing wrong, it will not, because user is know the only VIP IP. You are not directly initiating connection to the uh, web server. F5 will monitor this server continuously. If something goes wrong, it will stop sending traffic to the problematic server. It will only send the traffic to the healthy server, and through we can do the more control means. And also, let's suppose we found all these three servers are not capable, we can add one more server, so you can easily scale our application infrastructure. Earlier we had dependency with the DNS team, we have to request, and DNS mapping was a kind of difficult process. So easily we can add one more server in pool. What is the pool and all, it will come later. We can improve our application performance. So how we can improve our application performance? One of the reason, like one, we are monitoring the server. If something goes wrong, uh, it will not send the traffic. And also we do the SSL uploading. What is the SSL uploading? Anyone aware about it? For secure the traffic, there is a encryption happen. HTTPS provides security. In HTTPS we need a key, and through SSL handshake we get that key. So if key generation itself a very process extensive process, it required lots of CPU. So if millions of user is trying to access some server, for every user creating separate key, what it does, it might degrade the performance of the backend server. So what we do, here to here, send the encrypted way. What is the encryption and all? There is a separate topic. If you are guys not aware, encryption, and here to here we plain text on port 80. So that's how we are enhancing the performance. Hmm. And why we send the plain text? Because we have covered its LTM, and our LTM and backend server on same data center. So same data center traffic, and data center itself is secure, and nobody can access that server and data center directly. There are separate procedure, and nobody means, let's suppose something is I'm keeping something secure in my home, so I don't allow any authorized access. Okay, in data center, so we can send a plain text in traffic. So everybody, if anybody is working in data center, he must be aware. No means it's a very kind of secure place. There are multi-factor authentication is also there. There is a You have to maintain sub register and log. You can't get the access. You have to give the thumbprint impression and eye impression to get the access of data center. There are multi-level checks goes on to access the data center. So that's how we can secure our application. We can most of important is we eliminate single point of failure by using F5 LTM. If someone is asking what is the major benefit is single point of failure. Earlier, what was happening? One server goes down, user was facing the issue. Here, if server goes down, there are other servers in place. We are doing the load balancing between the many servers. So if server is down, it will not send further traffic to that server. It will distribute the traffic to the other available server. Okay, that's how we are securing so application. Sorry, enhancing eliminating single point of failure and secure application traffic by not exposing our backend server directly on internet. We expose our virtual IP instead, and virtual IP is a virtually it's a in name itself it's a virtual. It's not assigned to anyone, and behind that we assign the pool, and pool contains the pool member. So let's suppose in pool member there are three servers. So it will do the load balancing between these three servers. Okay. Any query, anyone? Anyone? Query? What is the load balancer? How does it work? Who is this good GK? Can you please rename yourself?
Me, Sanjay.
Sanjay. Okay, please rename yourself. So I'll be taking a 10-minute break. Okay. We'll connect in 10 minutes and we'll start with lab. So Sunish, for you, today is the first class. Okay. So I'll be showing them how we can require for the license, how we do the license to the device. Okay.
Okay, okay,
So basic thing only. If you want to attend, it's your wish. But
okay,
means from today itself, I'm starting the class. If you want to continue in this batch, you can continue. Okay.
okay. What about GTM?
GTM will start from evening. I'll separate link for
Ah,
that
okay,
one.
okay, 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 okay.
Yeah. So this is the okay. So I'll be taking a 10-minute break. I'll be back after 10 minutes and I'll start with lab. If you guys also want to take a break, you guys can take. Okay. Hope my screen is visible to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'll connect in 10 minutes. Till then, take a break. Have some water, and we'll start for another 2 hours class for the F5 LTM. Thank you. I'll be on mute and I'll be away. If anything, you can ping me in the chat. I'll see it later and answer that query. We'll connect in after 10 minutes.
ലൈറ്റ് ഓഫ് ചെയ്ത് ഓടി ലേഖ ലേഖ ലൈറ്റ് ഓഫ് ചെയ്യൂ. അല്ല കോപ്പി ഓഫ് ചെയ്തോ ശരിയാ. അല്ല ഇങ്ങനെ 10,700 തരാൻ പറ്റുമോ?
Hello, I'm back. If you guys are also back, can you please acknowledge?
Yeah, I am back. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, okay. Hi, Narayana. And who has joined from Infinity Note? Can you please rename yourself? So now we'll start with lab. How we can do the licensing and all. I'm starting my lab meanwhile. Anyone having any query, you can discuss till now. It will take 2-3 minutes more. Hello, Infinix Note. Who has joined from Infinix Note? Can you please unmute yourself? Yeah, rename yourself. I am able to see your name. $29.152. Okay. Let me know my screen is visible again.
Yeah,
Yes, I can.
visible.
Okay, okay. Infinix Note. Can you hear me? What's your name? If you are on mute. If you are speaking, I can't hear you. If you don't want to speak, type your name on the chat. I'll create a LTM one lab. So whatever we have discussed till now, we'll see in the lab. We need one F5 for this one, and I'll change the load balancer. Yeah. Windows. I don't even recall which one was working. Windows XP. I will see. Management cloud 0. And we'll connect them again. So I'll connect this as a management interface, and we'll take one switch here. Let's suppose these are 4 servers in backend. One by one is connected to external. One by one is 1 by 2 is connected to internal. For internet user will this is from internet. This PC is from connected to internet. These are the backend server. I'm creating basic topology only. What I'm doing, I have created lab topology only. I'll explain once it's done. Let me start this.
This lab only for certificate update, right?
For all the purpose,
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you are creating laptop with lab only for certificate update, right?
Mm-hmm. One second, one second. Yeah, now you can ask what was your query. For all the
Yeah, actually, I'm telling you, this is for certificate update, right?
for all the labs will perform in this lab only. I am not covering certificate. We are seeing today how we do the licensing to the F5 device, how load balancer works, such kind of thing we'll cover in today's session first. So first we'll start with
Okay. Okay.
licensing.
How to load balancing and licensing. Okay. Okay. Got it.
What is the purpose of load balancer? I have already explained. Now I'm going to explain how does it work, how we do the license to the box. In last class, I explained how we can request for the license. If few of the colleague mix, I'll tell you again. For that, you need to go to the F5 product trials. In F5, without license, we can't perform anything. We need license. Okay. So we need license for the lab, and license F5 does provide license for the 30 days. For 30 days, it's give the two license. Means we can use for such 60 days, we can use these two licenses. Okay. For that, we need to first you ourselves register, sign up, and sign up using your official mail ID. Earlier, we were using through Gmail also F5 does providing license, but due to misuse, what he has done for to identify the only authentic person, Gmail is free. Everyone can create. Let's suppose they are requesting unnecessary licenses, and there was a huge misuse of licenses. So now they have restricted with only uh, official mail ID. Let's suppose you are working in XYZ organization. Your let's suppose me @xyz.com. Using you can request for the license. Okay. First, what you have to do, you have to create the sign up, get the free trial license. We need license for the virtual IP edition. These are the different purpose devices. We'll go click here, get the free trial license now. Bro, who is in Phoenix, man? I think I asked you many times. You are not responding. Else I have to remove from this meeting. If you can't hear me, if you can't respond, then what is the benefit of staying in this meeting? Can you hear me? Infinix Note 50s 5G. Hello, hello. I'm removing you from meeting. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi. Good morning.
Good morning. What's your name?
Manish.
Manish. Okay. So I asked you many times why you are not responding. Manish.
Because my mic is not working. Now we
Okay.
need to connect this mobile.
Okay. So Manish, have what is your means? Are you fresher? Or experience? How much experience do you have?
Yeah, 3-4 year of a network experience.
Okay, then it's fine. Okay. Now I have you can stay in the meeting. So I was explaining how you can request for the license and using that license, how we can do the licensing to our box. Okay.
Okay.
In last class, I have explained already full proxy architecture. What is the full proxy architecture and all? I'll cover it again for today new joiners who have joined today's session. So first we'll click the trial license, then we'll go to the register and login. If you are the new user, you can click on the register and give your. Before next class, please ensure everyone you have requested for the license. Then only and next class I will help you. I means guide you how you can build your lab as well. So need to give the first name, last name. These are coming in a star. These are mandatory, so you have to give it. Your email name, official mail ID. Then you need to select the country. Let's suppose I am from India. I am selecting India. Then you can decide the password. After the password, what it does, you'll click on sign up. It will trigger one email towards your mail ID, and you need to click on that email, and you have to activate the Your ID. After activating, it will ask few more detail like address, mobile number, your current profile, purpose of this license. So you need to. So in purpose, you can mention like a study and all practice lab. You can mention something like that, and F5 will provide the license. After the license, you can use that license to uh, license the box. Since I have already created, I am clicked on login. If you are a new user, you need to click on sign up. So info@itskillpath.com. I'm clicking here. Password I'll type here. Whatever first time you have decided the password, you can use that password for logging. Uh, 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 info@itskillpath.com. There is some typo in the mail ID. SKILL. It's so I typing wrong ID. So what it does, while creating profile only, it will ask you to enable two-factor authentication. So you can use Google Authenticator, yeah, email authenticator. I have enabled OTP on email, so it will trigger the mail towards my mail ID itskillpath.com. So it will send a 6-digit OTP kind of. So I'm waiting for the OTP. Once I'll get OTP, I'll put it here. It takes couple of seconds. Two double seven one five seven 277 157. Okay. Here you can say that I have already requested. And once expired, let's suppose after 60 days you need another license, you can request again. I have requested many times. You can see that 1, 2, 3, 4 times I have already requested. 4 times it's expired. I have these are the expired, these are the active one. Active one I can use it again. I'll click on active one. I'll go it here. After 60 days it expired. And you can request again using same mail ID. So there no need to worry. Yeah, need a different mail ID. I'll get the license. It's appearing like this. You can see we got the how many licenses? 6 licenses. But I can use only V. These are the for big IQ. Big IP is kind of centralized management. Centralized management like a manager. It's not a for the big IP. Like if anyone working on Palo Alto, they must be aware about Panorama. Panorama is for centralized management. If someone is working on FortiGate, Forti manager kind of thing. If someone is working on ACI, then Epic. So it's kind of manager. So this is for that purpose only. Now we need to do the license of our box because without license we can't do nothing. We got that. You can see here. I have got the access. Let me increase the font size. Then you guys can see clearly. By default, when you get the F5 box, we get the IP 192.168. 1.245. Okay. Since it's connected to DHCP, it will get the IP from DHCP. I'll share the last session recording as well to you guys. You can go through it. And by default, username is from CLI root and password is default. DEFAULT. Default is the password. From the GUI, with username is admin. Password is default. Okay. Same password means both the case the password is same, but username is different. From CLI, username is root. From GUI, username is admin. Okay. Since we got the access first time, I'll go to the CLI. What is my username is root. Password is default. If we'll type default here, it's asking for my current password. My current password is, what is my current password? Default again. Now it will ask to put new big IP password. Accordingly, if you want to give any IP, any new password, you can give that. I am giving it here, big IP at the rate 123. Again, it's asking to confirm that. I'll type it again, big IP at the rate 123. Now we got the access of our big IP box. Here you can see that it's showing no license. Okay. There are two more in F5. One is called if it bash mode, bash shell, bash, and one is called tmsh shell. Okay. And bash, like here, we use mainly Linux based command. Okay. If you want to add something related to TMS, you have to add like tmsh in prefix. Then only you can use this shell. So let's suppose I want to see the uname minus a. This is the Linux based command, and you can see it's been developed on the Linux. Okay. So it's traffic management means F5 operating system based on the Linux. If you want to clear the screen, you can simply type Control and L. It will clear entire your screen. Okay. Let's suppose I want to see the IP of this box. How I can see the IP of the box? How we can see the IP in the Linux machine? Anyone over like in Windows, we need to type from CLI ipconfig. What is the command to see the IP in Linux? Anyone who is aware little bit about Linux? Surjit, Sudalai,
If
Sanjay, me.
config,
Yes, by typing if config. I know Sunish, you are already aware. Uh, by typing here, you can see that this is my management IP. If I want to see same thing from the tmsh, so as I was explaining, we have two mode. First one is bash and one is tmsh shell. If you want to go to tmsh, you can type tmsh here. It will go to the tmos cell. Here you can see that now we are in tmos. It's added tmos here. If you want to go back, you can type exit. Sorry, by typing bash here, you'll go to the bash cell. Okay. If you run tmsh, and in Linux here you will get the hint as well. If I will type double tab a question mark, will get hint. Like if I want to see question mark, what all I command can run here, it will be appear. But on bash shell will not get any hint. Okay. So let's suppose I want to see my interface IP, management IP only. So what is the command here? List system management IP. So it's appearing my IP, giving my IP. What is the my IP? 192.168.29.43. If I want to run same command from the bash, what we have to run? We have to add tmsh in prefix, and you can run the list system management IP command. This command again you can run here. tmsh, sorry, didn't copy. tmsh list system management management IP. If you type it here, oh, I typed wrong. tmsh, what I have typed? ttmsh. So you will get the IP. Even means you can run here tmsh shell command from the bash shell, but you have to add this tmsh as prefix. Clear to everyone? Are you getting me? What I'm explaining? Any query, any doubt?
Sir, what this mode used on when we using these modes?
So if you want to troubleshooting, yeah, in advanced level taking TCP dump and all, we use bash shell. Means if you want to troubleshoot from the CLI, advanced level troubleshooting, we use bash mode. If you want to see some stats, configuration and all, we use tmsh. Okay. So I'll be covering one by one in every class. I'll be using CLI and I'll explain. And for CLI, we have separate session. I'll explain how we can use a CLI in day-to-day task and all by creating pool weep means whatever you are creating from GUI you can achieve through CLI as well. So a GUI is more simple, and because it's a visual you only need to type. Let's suppose asking to create a virtual server, you need to give the IP. If it's asking to a name, you can uh, put the name, but here you have to draft kind of a script. So most of the people are not comfortable with CLI. That's why we use GUI. GUI is more simple. Okay. So that's how we have two shell. One is tmsh, one is Linux. In here we can run list show command into the tmsh like Cisco, and from bash mode by putting bash run it will bash, yeah, bash, you can go to the bash, and here we can run only Linux based command. Okay. And you here you will not get any kind of hint, so you have to type exact command. Like if I am tmsh and if I want to type something, uh, list, let's suppose I type li, and if I'll put a tab button, it will auto complete my command. If I want to see what I need to run, you can type question mark, and it will give you the hint, means which module you want to go. Manish, do you have any query? Okay. So if you want to type question mark, it will give you the hint. If you want to go to the security net and management, I'll cover this thing in detail. First, I'm trying to explaining the mode only. So as of now, it's showing no license, and without license, we can't do anything in the F5. Even it will not allow you the access of module. Here it's showing no license. So we will be covering today how we do the licensing of the F5 box. No license you can see here. Okay. So how we can do the license? So we have now 192.129.43. 43 is my IP will go to the 192.168.29.43. You have to add HTTPS here. I got the access of my box. What was the username for the GUI? Who can tell? I explained two username. One is for CLI, one for the GUI. What
Admin.
were admin? Correct. So I need to use that admin, and password which I have set already changed, big IP at the rate 123. Again here it will prompt to change the password. Current password is big IP at the rate 123. Next password is again big IP at the rate 123 only. And means I'll repeat same password for confirmer. So I'll give same password. So now password is changed. Probably will get the access of GUI. Here you can see that even we are not getting access of our whole module because device has no license exist for this device. License is not operational, so we have to do the licensing. How we do the licensing? We'll go to the next, click on the next button, activate base registration key. It's asking for registration key, so we have already requested for the license. I'll go it here, I'll copy from here, I'll select manual. We can even select the automatic as well, and we'll request for the license. It's communicating to the receiving configuration from the device, and it will generate some .gr file. Using that .gr file, here you can see that you can copy paste this .gr file to the license server. We can go to the, by clicking here, you can go to the license server, F5 license server. And what I'll do, I'll copy paste, and I have both the option. I can download and upload that server .gr file. It consider the device information and serial number of the F5 LTM. We'll go to the F5, and now by clicking here, I have come to the license server, activate. And what is asking here, we can copy paste from here, copy paste. Yeah, if I have already downloaded, we can choose that file here, like this one, the file. I'll click on next and asking to activate F5 product. These are the agreement. I have read the agreement, term and license. You can click, yeah, you can go through it if it's if you want to read that trial and license. And after that, F5 will provide us license. I got the license. Now I'll commit here on F5 tab. In license 3 tab, select the license. I have selected the license. Choose next. And it will take couple of minutes, because now it's F5 LTM is communicating to licensor, but it's validating whether I have uploaded license correctly or not, whether it's a legitimate license or not, it's correct or not. So it will take couple of minutes. Okay. Meanwhile, anyone having any query related to this, you guys can discuss. Okay. Manish, Mir, Sanjay,
Yeah, tell me.
any query, how we do the licensing and all?
No. I know.
Good. Okay,
How
okay.
to?
Now we
Yeah.
need to click on continue. It will ask you to select the module and all. As of now, in same license here, you can see that same license I can use for the local traffic manager, ASM as well, FPS as well. Since this class for LTM only, I'll select LTM and click on next button. And there are, if you will see here, there are three tabs. One is nominal, one is dedicated, and one is minimal. So what we are doing, if we'll select the nominal is the recommended. If you'll select, let's suppose you have selected dedicated, what it does, from name itself you can understand that it will dedicate all the resources to the this module only itself. Let's suppose if this having 8 GB resources, it will entire 8 GB it will resource to the LTM. Okay, this is the nominal. And if you'll go dedicated, if you'll go to the minimum, what it does, let's suppose we have 8 GB resources. For F5 LTM only required 2 GB, so it will only allocate 2 GB. Let's suppose I have global traffic, GTM also I enable, it will also, let's suppose it for required 2 GB, it will allocate 2 GB, and let's suppose we have enabled two module on device, rest 4 GB it will be in a spare, it will not in use. So what will be happen, it will not in use, but this is not recommended. We select the nominal. What it does, first it allocate the minimum resources. Let's suppose 2 GB required, it will assign 2 GB. Here 2 GB also required 2 GB, and it will see how many we have free. Let's say 4 GB is also free. So what it will do, again it will assign 2 GB. There will be no free. Means if you will assign extra resources, device performance will enhance. Okay, so nominal is recommended. So we'll select nominal and we'll click on the next button. Okay. Now we'll click to the again next. It's a certificate on device information server certificate. You can validate hostname. As of now, we have not given hostname. It's appearing as big IP1. Here you can give your device hostname. Let's suppose test big IP1. Yeah, IT skill path lab.com. Okay, I have given the IT skill path lab 1. I can give. Let's suppose this is the first, and you can select the time zone if you want. And for root account, again you have to give the password because root is very critical. So yeah, even you can disable the root SSH, but I want to give the same password which we have created, big IP at the rate 123, big IP at the rate 123. Next, and we can finish it. Even from here also by clicking on next, we can configure NTP DNS configuring and all, but I'll do it separately. So I'll click on finish. Okay, and now we will see, now my box is license active, and if you go it from CLI, earlier how it was appearing no license, and if you click here, now it's showing active and a standalone. What is the meaning of a standalone? Manish, what is a standalone? All you guys have a little bit networking experience, and these are terminology, so you guys should be aware. Manish, what is a standalone? Am I audible to you? Money, Sanjay?
Which one?
A standalone. Here it's
Yeah, tell me.
appearing. Here it's appearing a
Hearing
standalone.
yesterday.
So what does it mean?
Yesterday. No, I have no idea.
A standalone is
Hearing,
means.
no, I know, but standing alone.
Okay, okay. No worry if you don't know. What about you, Money? Sujit? There are two mode, a standalone. So let's suppose if we'll create in HA, so
Single
it
device.
will single device in the cluster. We have not in cluster yet build. Okay, okay, perfect. So yeah, once we'll build the cluster, means a standalone is single point of failure. We have only one device here. You can see if this down, then entire data center is down. This is the lab, and here you can see that that's how it's look our big IP F5 GUI. So if you want to see the something related to device performance and all, you can see the performance static like CPU utilization, connection and all. It will appear here. IFs, it's kind of template. We can create a template. GTM related configuration, it's appear in the DNS. And since we are studying LTM, all the LTM related configuration, it will appear in local traffic. Acceleration in GTM is part of GTM also. Device management, HA related configuration, we do it from here. Means traffic group, device group, device overview. So once we'll be studying HA, then we'll cover that. Then all our object we are creating it appear here. Security, ASM WAF related, it will appear here. Network means routing interface, self IP, VLAN. It's appear within network tab. Then system, let's suppose if you want to see the general property of the means what are the version I'm using 16.1.1.2, what is the chassis serial number, what is the my host name. If you want to see the upload certificate and all license, if you want to see the how many license I have activated, you can see it from here. So logs, yeah, QK view support. If you want to generate some support file, you can generate it from. If you want to take the device backup from system, we can take the device backup. Okay, these are the introduction of tab. Now I want to do the basic load balancing. Before we have to do the kind of basic configuration. Okay, in basic configuration, what I have to do first, I have to create the interface IP. We have two interface, 1.1 that is connected to internet, that I'll name it as external, and 1.2 is a part of my internal organizations, I'll name it as a internal. In Cisco, how many of you have assigned the IP to the Cisco interface? Any of you on even on packet tracer lab? Have you guys configured the IP to the interface?
Yes, sir. For the internal, like for the internal device connectivity, for the external, like for the internet service providing.
Yeah, that's clear. But my query was, have you create assigned IP to the Cisco devices?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And,
yes.
what do we do? First, we select the interface and assign the IP. Correct?
Yes.
Any
Yes.
and what about, yeah, you guys are aware about how to assign the IP. But in F5, there are little bit difference. We don't assign in F5 here. You can see that we have two interface. Okay. If you'll go here, where you will get that option in within a network. There is option interface. As of now, we have three interface 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3. Okay. So we don't have any option to assign IP from here. We can't assign IP from the interface. Okay. So first what we have to do, first we create the VLAN in F5. So let's suppose two interface. So I'll create one external VLAN and one internal VLAN. Some terminology is different here. You need to compare from Cisco. So external is 1.1. So I'll select it here external, and external is 1.1. I'll call in 1.1, and internal VLAN I'll select 1.2. Okay. Now I'll assign the IP to this VLAN. Okay. So let's suppose I want to assign the IP to the 11.1.1.1 to the external VLAN. I'll assign this IP. For internal, if I want to assign the 192.168.1.1, I'll give this IP to the internal VLAN. Okay. So like Cisco, yeah, other devices firewall, does we directly assign IP to the interface. But in F5, first we create the VLAN. In VLAN, we call the interfaces and we assign the IP. So how we do that? I'll go step by step. I'll go into tab on F5. Now I'll close this, and even I'll close this activate because we have already activated the license. I'll go to the VLAN. First, we need to go to the VLAN. I'll create a VLAN, external VLAN. Okay, I've given the name external VLAN. What is the interface? External 1.1. I'll select 1.1 untag and I'll call it here and we'll repeat it. Means we need to create one more VLAN, internal VLAN, and for internal 1.2 and untag only. What is a tag and tag? I'll cover a bit later. If you guys are aware about it, it's good. What is tag and tag? Anyone aware about tag and tag?
Like on networking,
Yeah, yeah, I
trunk and
know.
access port.
Yes, access at trunk port. It's so I have created finish means I have already created I have some emergency stepping out. Yeah. Okay, so the lie you can drop. So what I have done, I have created two in villain. One is external villain. In external villain, I have assigned 1.1. In internal villain, I have assigned 1.2. Now we'll go to the self IP. Self IP is nothing but the IP of the villain. And what is the villain? Within a villain, we call the interface. So now I'll go it create and I'll create external VLAN IP. Okay. And what IP I'm going to give here, I'll type it here. So to avoid the confusion, 11.1.1/24. I'll assign here 11.1.1. Here I'll assign 192.168.1.1 to the 1.1 interface. Okay. I'll come here. I'll give the IP 11.1.1 as we discussed. What is the net mask of 24? Who can tell? Net mask of the slash 24? Net mask of slash 24. Hello, Manish. Two five five dot 255.0. Then I'm assigning to IP to the external VLAN. I'll select external VLAN and a port lockdown. What is the port lockdown? I'll explain it later, but as of now, I'm selecting default finish. Similarly, we'll create one internal VLAN, internal internal VLAN IP, and internal VLAN IP which I have decided 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0. Okay, extra this is for internal. I'll select the internal VLAN, allow default, finish, means we are done. What we have done, we have created first we created the VLAN, we call the interface where it is a VLAN. First we created the VLAN, we call the interface. Now we created the self IP and assigned the IP to the VLAN. So self IP is nothing but the IP of the VLAN. This is the most asked question in the interview also. They asked, they check whether do you know the what is the VLAN and all. Uh, 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 uh. 1 second, it's not working my PC. What I'll do, I have selected the Windows. I'll select Windows 7, I think. Okay, clear now how we do the IP. And now let's suppose we have two server. Server 1, and I'll give the IP of server 1 is 192.168.1.10. I'll make this router as a server. अरे यार, server 1 and IP of the server 1 is 192.168.1.10. This is the server 1 and this is the server 2. Server 2 and IP is 11. Okay. So we have two server as of now and I want to do the load balancing between those two server. You will need to configure the this internet router as well. If you are good with configuration of router and switches, that's good. Since I am doing end-to-end lab, I have to configure the switches, router, server as well. If you guys understanding the router configuration, that's well and good. I'll be only configuring the IP and all. If you don't understand, don't focus it. Our agenda is to understand the F5. Okay. So whatever I am covering, creating on F5, I'll repeat it. If you are not able to understand, you can stop me. I'll explain. If you don't even understand the router and all, you can ask me. But if you don't understand, you can ignore. It's not for you. Uh, for the sake of completing the law lab, I'll be doing it. But simply only I'll be assigning IP to the 0.0. Here I'll pull the external interface. I'll take it as a IP as 100.1.1. 100.1.1.100. It will take one more zero. 100. I'll take this IP here. On this PC, I'll give the IP as 100.1.1.1.10. PC IP would be the this IP. Okay. Now I'll first create the IP to this router, which I have. I think got the access already. Enable conft host name. I'll change the host name as a ISP router. ISP I name it. Interface G0 by 0, G by 0. I'll assign IP address 11.1.1.255.255.255.0. Command is IP add. I typed wrongly. Means if they are getting some error and all, means I'm doing some typing error. Machine usually don't get wrong. No short interface G0 by 1. G0 by 1. And I'll assign the IP 100.1 100.1.1.100 and subnet mask is 255.255.255.0. Bad mask. So
155.
yes, it's a 255. No short means what I have done. I have created only IP address. Now I want to add this router as a DNS server. So I'll enable the IP DNS server. And what I want, if someone is trying to access www.abc.com, it should result to the 11.1.1.100. Okay, so it will act as a do right. This router configuration is done. Now we need to assign the IP to this PC. Let me see. Oh yeah, what is asking? It's not working at all. Windows 7 has also issue. what I can do, I'll stop it. I think I have already saved this configuration. Do right. Actually, before lab, I forgot to test this. Windows. I'll take 10 each time. It should be working. One of the PCs should be working here. G0 by 1, correct. Now configuration of this router is done. This PC should be loading. It will take couple of minutes. Meanwhile, what we'll do, I'll do the configuration of these servers. So I'll come to here and I'll assign the IP accordingly. No. For everyone, am I clear what I'm doing? Everyone able to understand, correct? Hello.
Yes.
Server 1 I have created. IP address I'll do it quickly because 192.168.1.10. For few of the colleague, it's joining for 3 hours. I understand it's difficult. First, what I have select, I have to select the interface 0 by 0. And what I am doing, I am assigning the IP, no sort. IP route, I'll add default route towards gateway of F5. And what is the command to add default route? IP route 0.0. What is the use of default route? If you guys not aware, please make a note of it. Please study today. We'll discuss again tomorrow. Okay. No sir, I have already given IP route no sir. IP HTTP server. Yes. Uh, enable password is I'm enabling password on this router. 12345. Do so IP interface brief. Yeah, I signed the IP. Do right. Now I'll come to this. No. Yeah, it came up. My window it came up now. Enable conft host name. So I'll take hardly 10 minutes more and I'll wind up today's session because I know it's too long. Interface 0 by 0. IP address is 192.168.1.11. 255.255.255.0. No sir. IP route is 0.0.0. 0.0.0. 192.168.1.1. It's done. Now IP HTTP server means what I'm doing, I'm enabling HTTP services on the router. And for that, accessing from outside, I need password. So I'll give 12345 password. Do right, and it's done. So means our server configuration is done. Now we again will go to the F5. We'll try to create a virtual server. What is the virtual server? It's a listener. pool and pool member. There are a couple of terminology. I'll try to explain quickly. Anyone aware about node? What is the node?
A
Hello.
single device node.
It's not a single device. Who is telling? Uh,
It's Mir. We are
me.
monitoring full of
Okay,
India.
okay, okay. To me, node is a IP address. IP address of the server is called node. Okay. So let's suppose we have three server, server one, server two, and server three. So you can see the blue line here. It's IP. So only if you are indicating the IP of the backend server, it's called a node. If you'll add services, let's suppose I added services underlining in this line, so it become the pool member. Node plus port become the pool member. On this node we can add multiple servers, 443. Let's suppose I want to add 080 some custom port, I want to 9443. I can do that as well, but here I have added only, and combination of all the pool member, container of pool member, it's called the pool. Virtual server is a listener IP. Listener IP means where traffic lands. So it's a publicly visible. And so here you can see that let's suppose our backend server virtual IP 10.1.1.100 and our internal server IP is just something different. Means 172.16.20.1, 20.2, 20.3. So I by telling LTM does provide the security as well by not exposing the real server. So if this user will try to access this HTTP virtual server, he will only see this IP, virtual server IP. He won't be able to see the real server IP. Okay. So I'll be covering here. So I'll be creating, first we'll create the pool. In pool, I'll create, let's suppose I want to create HTTP pool, HTTP pool. I'll give TCP health monitor. What are these health monitor? We have separate session. We'll cover this. And I want to name it as a node name is, let's suppose I want to give the server one. Its IP of the name of the node one is server one. Address, what is the address? 192.168.1.10 we have taken. And HTTP I want to enable, so it's on port 80. Similarly, I will add the second server, and second server is 11. Okay, I'll add it, finish, and I have added two server. And now we can see that both is appearing in green. Green means reachable. What is the these meanings of green, blue? I'll cover in next class. I have as of now added these two server. Okay. Now we'll go to the virtual server. I'll create HTTP virtual server. I name it. IP address 11.1.1.100 I'll take for virtual server. Port is 80. I'll as of now I'll allow all the VLANs. Service address translation I'll name it as I'll as of now I'll enable automap. What is the automap, SNAT, and I'll cover this thing detail. We have separate session. HTTP pool I'll select and finish. We have created HTTP yes virtual server. What I have done, I have created one virtual server, HTTP virtual server, and I am given the IP 11.1.1.100. And what I want, and I'll do the, I have already done the DNS mapping as well. If someone will initiate a traffic, in real scenario, what happens? Someone initiate the traffic. In real scenario, what happens? Someone initiate the traffic of any of the IP, oh sorry, DNS name, it initiate the connection to the this IP. Okay, so it should resolve to the 11.1.1.100. I'll test in the PC as well. Now we'll come to this PC. I want to change the IP of this PC. I'll first check the IP config. It should be getting a FIFA IP that is expected. I'll go to the ncpa.cpl Ethernet properties, and whatever I have decided 11.1.1.10, I'll give the IP 100.1.1.10 255 dot 255 dot 255 dot 0 default gateway 100.1.1.100. I'll give the gateway as a this router IP, and DNS, since I've created DNS on the router or itself, I'll give the DNS server as a router 11.1.1.100. Okay, okay, close, close. Now I want to see the IP config. It should be giving 11.1.1.100.1.1.10. And if I want to check the DNS is working or not, I'll do the NS lookup www.abc.com. If it is resolving to 11.1.1.100, it means it's working perfectly fine. Now DNS is working. I'll go to the my PC and I'll open my Chrome browser to internet machine, and I want to access www.abc.com. 12345 12345. Here you can see that it's getting load balance between server 1 and server 2. One time it's going to the server 1, one time going to the server 2. So hence it's perfectly getting load balance between server 1 and server 2. What I'm doing, I'm initiating abc.com that is mapped with 11.1.1.100, but connection is initiated toward one of my backend server, means backend server 192.168.1.110. By default it's a round robin. That's why here you can see that some first time it's going to the server 1, if I refresh it, then server 2. Means it's perfectly getting load balance. If you want to see the traffic as well, you can go to the pool, statistics, and here you can see that I have initiated total 24 connection, 12 on goes on this one, 12 on this one. Let's suppose one of the server goes down. I'll go to the, this is the server 3. What I'll do, interface G0 by 0 shut down. So what will happen? I'll go to the load balancer. I'll go to the pool. You'll see after 16 seconds, it takes 16-second time because we have monitoring for 16 seconds. Yeah, it's appearing in red, means what if you'll hold a cursor, it will show offline. But for end user, if you'll try to access abc.com, there is no issue. Server 2 is down. It's not sending traffic to the server 2, but its page is loading. Okay, so that is the benefit of the load balancer. Means if both servers are completely available, it will do the load balancing both the servers. If one is down, it will not initiate the connection toward the problematic server. So it we are at the end user, I don't care, I'm trying to access abc.com, it's working for me. Okay, clear? And even if you let me reset this, I'll reset this stats because it's already showing few. Now all 0 0. Again I'll go here, I'll insert few connection I've initiated. Now I'll refresh it. You can see I have initiated 17 connection all on server 1. There is no connection to the server 2. Okay, that is the benefit of load balancer. If any of the server goes down, it will not send the connection towards that server. Clear to everyone? Any query? Sujit, Sanjay, Manish, Mani, Mir?
Sir, is that a default behavior of choosing a load balancer? This one round robin? No.
No, by default it choose the round robin only. If I'll go to where we configure, very good question. By default, we have for the load balancing method a separate 1 2 hour class. If you'll go here, pool member, you will see by default it chosen the load balancing method, which is round robin. But here we have these many load balancing algorithm. We can decide the ratio, we can decide the list connection, observe, predictive ratio, not faster. So I'll covering this in detail. Even we have priority group activation, we can give the priority of the servers. Okay. But
Okay.
by default,
Sir,
if you are not selecting, it will go to round robin only. Yeah, go ahead.
and this showing red, this is down. So
Yeah.
this will take 15 seconds. Can we make it up early means 10
Yes,
second,
by
5 second like that?
default. So I have TCP. Yeah, definitely you can do that. Here I've selected TCP. You can see that we have selected 16 seconds. It
Okay.
takes after 16 seconds. If you want to
Yeah.
create some custom health monitor, you can do that as well. You can define the timing. Let's suppose I'm selecting the TCP itself. So for load balancer, this topic we have separate session. If I want to give the 2 second, for every 2 second it will check, and after 7 second it should be get out. So you can do that as well. Okay. TCP
Yeah.
custom,
Already.
let's suppose you can create that. So we can customize this behavior. So these are something advanced. I'll covering a step by step. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Any other query? So I'll wind up this session today.